Hi, this is Isabelle Littler. So today's video is about how to find a job in 2020, how to use the new methods that are out there. I know most of you are really considering a lot of those platforms like Indeed and JobUp and all that as resources, and a lot of you are spending a lot of time sending applications. But probably you notice by now that it's not really helpful, especially if you're abroad, especially if you're competing on a position that would be interesting for a lot of people. So those are usually those very generalist type of positions or very low skills, let's say. You know you're going to be competing with a lot of people, so the return on investment is quite low. Also, the other reason why those platforms don't work very well is because the world has changed, and I think now people want to find a faster way to get connected. So if you're an employee and you have a job vacancy, you want to fill it quickly because maybe you have this need to start a project immediately. And if you're an employee now, you're also in a hurry to find a job. I mean, I see this with candidates more and more, that they really need something quickly. And maybe there's also this thing where people now travel more and they change jobs more. So everything is just accelerated. And sometime I remember in the past when you changed jobs too often, you were unstable. You were someone that wasn't reliable or something like that. If you move maybe every 3 or 4 years, if you change jobs, now it's normal. I would say it's almost a normal career path to change jobs every 3 or 4 years. So the whole acceleration of things mean that who has time to fill out those boring job applications via a platform? So now I see a lot more new methods that are popping up, and I just wanted to share that with you. So in 2020, my first tip is drop job boards. Not entirely. I mean, if you see a job that's really interesting, you can still apply. And I always tell people, don't eliminate job boards completely, but at least drop them a little bit. I mean, give them less attention. Number two, which is really important, is to embrace the world of digital and what it has to offer. I think still now, whether it be the recruiter or people looking, people lack skills in digital, so they can't find each other. When recruiters post jobs, they don't necessarily try to do it in such a way that it's going to be seen by the most people that they want. And candidates on their end, they're out there trying to find something, but they don't know how either. So no one knows how to use Google very to the full potential, I would say. It doesn't mean they can't use it, but there's using something and mastering something. And I think most people are not trained enough or not training themselves enough to understand the full power of digital. So no one is using Facebook to the maximum potential. No one is using Google or LinkedIn or any of those. Again, because of lack of investment to learn it, to learn how they work. There's a lot of things about keywords, about when you post. I mean, there's full trainings on the topic, and it's moving every day. So when I watch, I follow a few experts in my LinkedIn that are actually focused on digital and learning all these things, especially if they work in social media. It's never the same. Every month almost you have some new thing that pops up, a new way of using a tool, or so you have to keep up with this. Whether you're in recruitment or you're looking for a job, you have to be aware that there's this new market that pops up every other week, where you have this almost new opportunity that comes up, where the people that have been smart enough to train themselves to be aware of the topic, they're going to be on those jobs. And then the people who are still not quite familiar with digital, which in my view is not possible in 2020. You can't take yourself seriously, whether you're looking for a job or your business. The world of the 21st century is going to be all about digital. So you have to get on it. If you're a professional, if you're active in the workforce, I would say, you need to be concerned about it. It's going to affect you. So there's no such excuse of, when I see people with really horrible profiles online, it's not possible anymore. You have to invest in that. So, make sure that all your profiles look great. Make sure that you understand how companies are publishing information. Again, this is part of my training called the Swiss Job Challenge. I have a whole section on Shaper and LinkedIn, which is my third tip. is how to hack into the apps now, the networking apps that can really connect you quickly with decision makers, so that you don't have to wait until you meet the right person in a networking event, which again has value. And I would recommend, just like the job boards, I still think they have value, and I would recommend that you go if you're able and if you have the finances for it. And I would say at least do a few, especially if you're new to networking, because if you're new to networking, you need to start somewhere. And I think in person, it's good for your feeling good about yourself and presenting your skills and so forth. Now, what I'm giving in my course is really hacks. It's how to get as fast as possible to the contacts so that you can get a job. So I spent a lot of time explaining LinkedIn and Shaper. Again, you have the webinar below where I talk about what's in the course and what I share in this full course, where you have videos and so forth, and also materials where you can train yourself to get into network. So I think my 3-step method is really going to help you there. It's going to help you build your profile in the right way, find the right network in Switzerland so that you can grow your career and grow your network. So this is something that's, again, very helpful for anyone looking for a job. Now, I'm giving a lot of resources in this course because I want people. And why do I want people to pay for it? Is because I want them to be invested in it. I don't want them to watch 1 minute and then leave, because then they don't get results. So if you pay for something, usually you're more invested in it. You will watch it until the end and do the exercises and do the work. So you can watch the webinar. The webinar is free and it's already giving you a lot of information. My videos on YouTube are giving you already a lot of information. But the course itself, I want people who are motivated to finish it and to get the results. So feel free to watch both the webinar and hopefully sign up for the course. If you have some questions, I have a little box where you can book some time with me to check on your project and see if we can work well together. If you want to work with me in person, it's going to be on Skype, but one-to-one, or if you want to do the course, which is already a huge value. And I have a special on the course until the end of the month. So I hope this was helpful. If you have some questions, feel free to post below. Again, interesting questions welcome, and questions that are helping the community as well. Feel free to like and share the video, and also to subscribe if you haven't done so. At the end of the month, I will be sharing some information for entrepreneurs about how to find some niches in Switzerland that are interesting. I know a few people on this channel are interested in that, and I'm doing a live on at the end of the month on the 25th. So make sure you mark your calendars. I will talk to you soon.